Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? Your boy Foots here. As always, thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We're in. We're in off season, guys. The All-Star circuit has officially ended. The Senior Bowl was good. Like, it could have been better, but the practices and the one-on-ones and the whole nine, it was good. And I came away, as I get into this 3-round mock draft, post-Senior Bowl edition, I came away slightly underwhelmed, but still took some good things from it. I think that, I always want to see quarterbacks do great because for where Dallas is drafting, and obviously we're not going to draft a quarterback, I want to see those guys get pushed up because I want good players to fall to Dallas, right? We're drafting 24. I want to see good players sitting on the board. I want chaos. And at the Senior Bowl, I didn't write down a quarterback as any of my standouts. I mean, it was so bad. I'm looking at tight ends more than I'm looking at quarterback play, and it was kind of hard to really evaluate the receivers and the tight ends because the quarterback play was, dare I say, awful at times. Like Pickett, the arm strength isn't great. It's just okay. He has small hands. When it was wet out there, he could barely push the ball downfield. Malik Willis looked the best. He looks like the best athlete. Even in the game, he looked like the best athlete. He has the strongest arm, but I think he's going to struggle with accuracy early. But, for right now, he would be my one in this class. I wouldn't think twice about it. I don't care about the size. I don't care about any of that. He can throw the ball extremely well down the field. Now, you're going to have to clean up the accuracy issues and some of the footwork things, but I think that he looked good. But, there were some standouts. There were some standouts throughout practice. And it was the same guys who kind of stood out throughout practice really showed truth throughout the game. So I'm going to get to a few standouts, then I'm going to get to my actual 3-round mock draft. So Cole Strange again. Troy Anderson, Montana State, man. He really looked good. And a few others, man. Travis Jones, UConn D tackle. He had a good practice and a good game. Was really pushing the pocket, really playing physical. Hand placement was good at D tackle. We'll talk about him with some of the draft picks and a few of the prospects that I went with in this Cowboys 3-round mock. Perion Winfrey looked good. Oklahoma D tackle. And I really like Damian Pierce, Florida running back. I just like the way that he finished runs. He was physical. The speed didn't really pop off on film, but I just like the way he finished runs. And so he reminded me kind of like a Michael Carter, the UNC running back from last year. So we'll see. Was it Davion Williams or Mike? One of the UNC running backs. He reminded me of them. Low center of gravity, not the fastest, but he just runs hard. He runs through tackles. So you guys check that. I think it was either Carter or Williams. One of the two. One of them plays for Denver now, but that's who he kind of reminded me of. But, and then like the guys that I have been written down, Zion Johnson, Walesko, those guys just blew it out the park to me. And then obviously Jermaine Johnson, I think he came to the Senior Bowl and made himself the most money. I got to give it to him. I went back and watched the film. I'm not going to put him up there with Hutchinson or Thibodeau or anything like that. And I still have Ojabo better than him. But I still like the way that Jermaine Johnson came. He said, listen, I'm going to come in here. He bet on himself leaving Georgia, entering the transfer portal, getting to Florida State, playing a lot of reps, having 12 sacks, albeit against ACC tackles. He still was able to do his thing. So much love to Jermaine Johnson. Okay, 4 minutes in. Let's get to this 3-round mock. So I wanted to see in my first pick, I'm going back to the well, guys. I'm going with Zion Johnson, and I got a little write-up on the ticker. I wanted to see how Zion looked against other NFL prospects, D1 high conference D1 athletes. He passed with flying colors. For my money, was the best offensive lineman here. The tackles were underwhelming. They were. Like I said, my favorite tackle was Walesko. I didn't really like Penning at times. His feet looked slow, lunged a lot. Is going to have to do better with hand placement, but I think that he will. And we do have to remember those drills are set up for defensive ends to win. So if you can get a win as a tackle, that's a great thing. But man, Zion Johnson, I want him in a Cowboys uniform. Center or guard, take your pick. He's an interior lineman that we need. My mindset is no more cute football. We got to get back to playing downhill. This is a guy who bet on himself. Let's talk about Zion Johnson for a second. All right? Let's talk about his journey. Played tackle through high school. Was 220 leaving high school, entering college. Went to a JUCO. I think he went to Davidson, matter of fact. Went to Davidson, bet on himself, got stronger, got more physical. Then he transfers to Boston College. Transferred to Boston College, plays tackle. Tackle isn't his position. He's more of a maul you type of guy. And in that scheme, it worked out perfect for him. He ends up playing guard, and voila, here we are. And when I tell you he stays square, he has punch, his hands are good, he's physical. He's what Dallas needs on this offensive line. He's built low to the ground, so guys could not bull rush him this week. They couldn't get him off his spot. He won initially with hands. I just like the player, guys. For me, he's a guard. He played some center at the Senior Bowl, stayed after, work snaps. But for Foots, he's a guard. You plug him in. I'm done with Connor Williams. I'm just done. Walking penalty, not physical all the time. I'm done. Let's move on. Let's get a player, because it's going to be between him, Linderbaum, and Kenyon Green as really the first interior lineman. But the good thing about picking at 24 is you'll have your pick of the litter of the first interior, the best interior lineman. Because you're in that realm where there are a lot of good receivers. So if you need receiver, if you need explosiveness on the outside, this is your draft. If you need decent O-line play and tackle play, because even though there weren't a lot of good tackles at the Senior Bowl, there are a lot of good tackles in this draft. And even like Penning, because he's a tackle, he's going to go first round. I just don't know if he'll go high first round. But give me Zion Johnson and let's go play football. Who I don't know who's going to be running the ball, but Kellen, like let's build him. Let's build a run game, Kellen. Let's be physical. So I like Zion Johnson. I think he did some good things. And that is my number 24th pick, guys. Now, pick 56. This is going to be interesting for some of you guys. I like Chad Muma. I like Leo Chenal. But I went with another small school backer. Okay? Troy Anderson really caught my eye. Why? Because he can run. He can move in space. So many reps I saw him, it's like he's beat initially, then he has that makeup speed to get back into play, boom, swat the ball down. He was carrying tight ends with no issue. He was carrying tight ends better than some of the safeties. Then he had a play where he basically walked Malik Willis. Malik Willis is an A1 athlete. His calves are huge, Malik Willis. And Troy Anderson just walks him down on the big play. You're going to have to teach him. I don't think you're going to have to teach him to be physical, because he is physical. Just with his keys, you'll have to get better. But the upside is crazy because he can run. And this is why I want to go guard backer, because the middle of the defense is so important. I like our safeties. Try to get Hooker on another prove-it deal. Try to, figure some things out in later in the draft. I don't know if I want to go safety high, and I'm safety guy. But linebacker play, now you now have Micah Parsons where he can play in the middle, and then on third downs he can rush. You put a guy like this in the middle of your defense, okay, with Jabril Cox. You cooking with grease, baby. I'm telling you, now you got Micah coming off the edge. You have him and Jabril dropping in deep thirds and carrying tight ends and even slots across the middle of the defense and coming down and boom. Listen. I get excited because this guy really showed and proved. And he was a running back and quarterback in Montana State. He freaking holds the record for Montana State passing, like he's 10th all time at quarterback. Then he switches to linebacker and is the best player in the conference. I'm gonna bet on that guy. He was a farmer. He's just gritty. He just he's a football playing Jesse. I'm going to bet on that guy. And some people say, well, doesn't it sound like Leighton Vander Esch? No, because Leighton Vander Esch was never this fast. I think he's going to run 4.5. If he runs 4.5 at the combine, you can forget it. I mean, the speed jumps out on tape. I'm telling you, I like this guy, Troy Anderson, a lot. He was one of my guys that I had to watch going in, and when you see him against these other athletes, he looks the part. He really, really does. So Troy Anderson, Montana State is pick 56 for me. And then pick 88. This is why you guys are going to be mad at me. Cole Strange. I went back to the well at guard. Okay? Center. Interior lineman. Zion's going to play. Listen, Zion Johnson is going to play guard. Cole Strange is going to play center. We have now remade this offensive line. Dallas does not, for whatever reason, they do not want La'el Collins to play guard. I don't know why. They want him at tackle, okay, and they want Terrence Steele at tackle, and whatever's left to Tyron Smith at tackle, that's fine. You put the GOAT, Zach Martin, on one side, and you let these young pups go get it. Cole Strange, another one. I'm going to put a rep on the screen versus him and Travis Jones, one of my standouts. Nobody could block Travis Jones but him and Zion Johnson. They handled power well. That's what I wanted to see. This team has struggled with goons. Biotis is not, he's not strong enough. I like Tyler Biotis, but he's just not, he gets moved too much, and he's always in Dak's lap. That's an issue. Strange is really good with his punch. Okay, he's really good. He's not a big, burly, slopping looking center. He's not. He's physical, punch, and if you watch his reps, hands are always inside. He's always in control. Give me that guy. UT Chattanooga, you're coming to play for Dallas. So, that's my 3-round mocker, guys. Post Senior Bowl. I gave you guys my standouts. We're going Zion Johnson, Boston College guard. Then we're going Troy Anderson, Montana State linebacker, and then Cole Strange, UT Chattanooga guard center combo. I wrote some notes down. You guys can kind of see them under the ticker. Listen, it's good to be back and talk to you guys. Super Bowl coming up this week. After the Super Bowl, I will do a full 2-round NFL mock draft. Okay, this is my season. I don't get tired. I love this. I love football, youth football, NFL. I write songs. I just stay busy, man. I love this. I love content. It's your boy Foots as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Share this Cowboys mock draft around. Type in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Right now, I feel like we got better because we got more gritty, and now we can run the ball. We can keep the middle of Dak's. We can keep Dak's eyes clean. That's all I want to do, guys. I want to get back to playing physical football. I do. Run, set your shots up. It's your boy Foots as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Peace.